So this time for the Marvel Legends 2012 Wave 2, we're taking a look at Fantomex. Fantomex is a character that was created by Grant Morrison and I think Frank Quitely during their run of New X-Men in the early 2000s. And being a Grant Morrison creation, he is an homage to several different things, but more on that later. First, we'll get into the back of the package here. And you can see here, again, not much on Fantomex, but I think that is pretty spot on, and that's the best one of these little blurbs so far. You know, for as little as they say. And again, they've tried to focus on the artwork, which I guess is okay. Is a reuse, I think, of either the... I think he's the Wolverine legs and the Forge arms from the 2-pack featuring the 90s X-Men uniforms of both those characters. You can see the little straps here that, you know, sort of give that away, which I don't think the real character has on his suit. I don't have either of those figures, so I can't really compare them to figure out exactly which parts they came from, but it does look like the Wolverine because of the way the calves are. They're very thin. Anyway, they've given him some pretty nice details on the belt here, on the harness. Pretty nice details on the wrists too. And the coat here is from the Nick Fury Iron Man 2 figure. Although I think we're probably going to see this in a Blade later on. I think they are doing a Marvel Legends Blade, and we might even see this, given the really padded look to that might be part of a Gambit one, used for a Gambit as well. Oh, one problem I have is the hand sculpts. I guess we'll get into a little bit more of that when we get into the guns. The bulk of this figure is made cool because of the paint job, which is pretty nice. I mean, it's really only black and white with a little bit of flesh color on the face there, which is pretty nice. You know, you can definitely tell that there's a mouth and nose underneath there. But for the most part, the stripes here are very clean, and you know, the design is nice. Pretty accurate to the character. There's curiously some red or pinkish spots on the inside of the jacket, which I don't know if they must have come from the red on the belt there, but I don't know how. So this is just curious. Can't really notice it all too much. And it's only on the inside. So, getting to the accessories, he comes with these two really weird looking guns here. The sculpt is weird looking, but the paint I really like. It's a really different kind of a... well, maybe it's the plastic and the wash that they give it, but it's really nice. I like it. Unfortunately, the way his hands are molded, he holds these guns at an odd angle. So you can't really have him extended out because the guns will point down and not forward. So it's just kind of odd the way they do that. And the guns do fit nicely into the holsters there. There's a bit of a fight because of the jacket there, but you can see that they do fit in there pretty snug. Getting into the articulation here, we have the head goes left and right, looks really far up and down. Noticing that a lot with these figures. That's pretty good. He does have, does he have the little, I don't think he has the little extra joint here that allows his head to sort of move forward and back at the neck, like some of these figures have, but he still's got very good neck articulation. His arms do go all the way around, out to the side. Very stiff at the shoulders, though. He rotates at the bicep. It's got double elbow joints. He does not rotate at the gloves, but he does rotate and bend in and out at the wrists. His upper torso articulation, he moves forward pretty far, but can't really move back too much because of the jacket forcing his body forward. The legs here are a little bit to be desired. They have the older Hasbro articulation in the hips, so you gotta rotate the hip joint and then rotate the thigh to get his legs forward. He does have double knee joints there, which is pretty cool. I just noticed there's a little bit of rat on the figure there. Didn't notice that before. I don't know if that's coming across on the video or not. Strange, I didn't notice that before. He has no lower leg joint until the ankles, where they rotate left and right and go forward and back. Again, there's no ankle pivot there. Oh wait, he does have waist articulation. I forgot to say. He does have waist articulation, but again, it is kind of limited by the jacket. And that also does get in the way of his shoulder articulation too. But it does seem to get out of the way to allow that full 360. So aside from the jacket, there's not much to complain about this articulation-wise. He does have slightly thin ankles, which may cause a little bit of standing problems, but get him into the right position and you'll be fine. So let's see, getting into the history of this guy. And like I said before, he's an homage to several different characters. Characters that were very popular in Europe during the 50s and 60s, and these sort of spy thief characters. You might have heard of some of them. Fantomex and Diabolique, which Fantomex was a early 20th century, I think, thief and government spy, for hire, and Diabolique was a Italian adaptation of him, and actually had a movie, Danger Diabolique, which his code name that he chooses, or his secret identity that he chooses is Jean-Philippe, is a play on the actor that played the lead in the movie, John Philip Law. Obviously, Jean-Philippe being the French names for John and Philip. And he first appears in New X-Men number 128 in 2002. And he's a part of this Weapon Plus program, which I think is connected to Weapon X somehow. And he's this human sentinel hybrid raised in this man-made environment on an island somewhere, or a bunker somewhere. And if you ask me, it was kind of a nod to the television series The Prisoner. So anyway, when you first meet him, he's this thief trying to escape this Weapon X program and sort of gain favor and credibility with the X-Men. And, you know, there's several adventures where you don't really know who he's allied with, or what his end game is. But he does eventually join the X-Men on Utopia and their super secret strike force called X-Force. And in their first mission, which is to kill Apocalypse, who has been reborn as a child, he's the only one who's able to actually carry out this hit on this kid. A couple of things about his powers and stuff there, kind of, to me, a little bit nebulous, but they've been refined over the years. Since he is this, like, biomechanical sentinel human hybrid, he has this a very Grant Morrison origin where he has this external nervous system, and this grows into a biomechanical ship, which he names EVA, or EVA, and which is another connection to Diabolique, because that was the name of his lover. Anyway, what other weird... Oh, yes, apparently he has 3 brains, so, you know, he can survive a lot, and he's got this trance-like state that he can go into and perform highly detailed tasks, like perform surgery on himself while his other brains control him. He's got enhanced speed and agility and all the basic, you know, superhuman powers. One other connection to some of those European spy thief characters is that he's when he's part of the Weapon X program, he's referred to as Weapon 13, and that was a reference to a character / comic, which was, again, another one of these thief spy characters, called 13, or the Roman numeral standing for 13. So that's about all I know about Fantomex, and so I guess that'll be it. And stay tuned for my next review, which will be on the Madame Hydra figure, not the Madame Mask figure, but I will eventually get to her. And until then, I'll see you.